So today let's do a violin update video. So I have a previous video of when I initially got the violin for my kiddo, and now I'll show you where we're at with the materials. So we recently got new materials, new books. So a little bit of background. I have a kiddo that we're starting on violin young, and I haven't played music since middle school. I've experimented with the piano more recently, but middle school, played in the middle school band. So that's the gist of my experience, and that was on brass, so that wasn't stringed instruments. But we wanted to start my kiddo. I wanted to start her out young and hopefully create that relationship with the instrument that that starting young can help with. She is on the violin. I like the portability of the instrument as opposed to the piano, which is harder to take where you're going. But with the violin, we can bless other people by bringing the instrument with us and being able to play. So a little background, though, my husband plays the violin, or not violin, goodness, he plays the guitar, which is also a portable instrument. So it's nice that my daughter can also have a portable instrument to bring along to other people's houses. If you're new here, my name is Olivia. I'm a homeschooling mom of 3, now recently 3. He is taking his nap here, and I am sharing kind of what is working for us, what makes sense, things that I'm coming to understanding a bit better, and our journey here on YouTube, as well as Substack, and recently Instagram. So we'll go from there, and yeah, let's just get started with this video. So we went with the 1/10 size violin. This is a 1/10 size violin for little kiddos, and we just bought it off of Amazon. So it's not the most expensive thing in the world. It works, but the tuning pegs here just seem to not stick super well. Like when you're tuning it, you have to make sure you stick the ends and push the ends in further so that they don't unwind. So there, from a quality perspective, and if she really catches onto the violin, I would look for a higher quality violin when we size up. So when we move to a larger size from the 1/10, but this is 1/10 violin. Here is the bow size to give you an idea. Okay. So we've recently purchased new rosin to go with the with her violin stuff. The violin rosin that came with the kit. With the violin, it had broken apart and cracked and broke apart, and it wasn't super functional. So we went with this rosin, and I needed, or should have, been proactive in saying don't bang it on things. So she was knocking it on the table, and it's already cracked a little bit underneath the surface, but it's not falling apart yet. So we've got that. I originally started with the Suzuki book. Well, we didn't even really start the Suzuki book. This is the book that I purchased. Could not really figure it out. Having the little strings experience that I have, but still having music experience, I didn't feel like this wasn't great in terms of jumping in to violin teaching her at home, and just this didn't mesh with me not having experience in it personally, the Suzuki method. But we may bounce back to this book as we start understanding violin even more. So this was what we started with, but I went with different books this time. It is by the Children's Music Workshop Presents, my first violin fun book. And I'll add a flip through looking through this just so you can get an idea of what the inside looks like. And starting this book just recently, it's clicking, and we're figuring out how to do violin lessons because we haven't done a whole lot of structured, moving through curriculum kind of violin lessons here at home. So this is what we're starting with. Here you have parts of the violin, and then it goes through holding the violin and holding the bow. And the text is large, so if your kiddo is reading, they can go ahead and read that for themselves, which is very cool. They have a tracker that has the stars that we already went past there. And here is the music. They introduce different notes and how to put your fingers on the notes. So this is the B note there, but just in a very child-friendly kind of way where the kiddo can use the workbook for themselves, as opposed to this being a teacher's guide or something like that where you have to interpret the information for them. They can read it themselves. The next one is the Violin Fun Book. Same Children's Music Workshop presents. This book, there is online audio and video. I haven't checked the QR code out yet, but this is more complex than the blue book, so this is what we'll do next. So here there's another Meet the Violin, violin parts page. Then you see the music just looks a little bit more intense. You have a bow grip reminder there about how to hold your bow. And then there are different finger positions for those notes that they introduce in this book as well. Trying to think if there's anything else I need to mention. Okay, so we use Guitar Tuna is an app on my phone that you can switch it to violin, and so you can tune the violin just with your phone. You don't have a separate tuner. The kit that we got originally comes with a tuner, but I don't know how to operate it like a standalone tuner. And yeah, so that's the update. I hope the curriculum showing that is helpful for you all if you're interested in starting your young kiddo on violin and want to do the lessons at home, or want to do the lessons at home for a year or so, or whatever you feel like doing at home before investing more thoroughly in either an online program or in-person lessons. This is where we're at. And yeah, here, let me show you her first song. Playing E's, playing A's, and then E-A, E-A. There you go. I forgot to mention, we also got a rest for that goes underneath the violin. It's by Everrest. Let's see, better view there. Okay, so this is adjustable for various sizes. So it does fit a 1/10 on the closest screw holes, and then you can move it out. So this will grow with her. It was about $20-ish on Amazon, but she could keep this with future violins, and it just goes on the bottom of the violin, so it slides in. If any more experienced violin people say that that's wrong, please let me know in the comments. So here it helps cushion and set it on your shoulder. So there you go. And these are fingerboard stickers. So I travel online finding where to put tape marks for a 1/10 violin, like the measurements on what part of the fingerboard to place those. So these were already made stickers. They can go on the fingerboard, or I can just use the 1/10 sticker to figure out where those tape marks should be, via like a measuring tool.